What a wonderful, wonderful together. I'm Delores Jones, the comeback coach. And you know what? It's tough on a lot of people, but I want to be there to assist you if you let me. All right, if you let me. And so, what I'm going to do is we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about COVID-19, not the negative stuff. Talk about COVID-19. We're going to talk about collection callers and the conversation that you need to have with them. Let's just be mindful. Remember, just because you're struggling doesn't mean you're stupid. And just because you're struggling does not mean you don't deserve respect. So as you come on in the room, I will greet you, and then I want you to do me a favor and make sure that you go ahead, click, tag, and share. Let somebody know Delores Jones, the comeback coach, is on. You want to show us how to bounce back better, not bitter, through life experiences and bad decisions. All right, can we do that together? Good morning, Latoya. Hey, Stacy. Hello, you're out there in YouTube land. This is my YouTube channel, Delores Jones TV. Make sure you go ahead and hit the notification button. I really would appreciate that. So let's talk about debt collectors. They're going to call you, and it's the COVID-19, and you can't go to work, and all the money you thought you would have that would last is gone. Well, if you will just stay with me for the next 9 minutes, is that okay? I'm gonna give you a few strategy tips. Number one, whenever you're dealing with a crisis like this and it's a moment where you don't have the money and there's a huge shift and there are things beyond your control, you gotta put it in perspective. That's tip number one. You gotta put it in perspective. One of the things I love to do is I realize that the whole United States of America is in debt, all right? And we're in good company. That's just the bottom line. America is in debt. Do you see the president jumping out the window? No. So I'm not going to jump out the window. That's number one. Understand that if you could do better, you would do better. But right now is the day and the time for you to act now. Number two, respect. When they call you, and they will call you. Make sure that they put respect on your name. I had someone call me one day and said, "Hello, Delores." I said, "Hold on. It's Miss Jones. You don't know me like that. This is a business transaction. We are not in a personal relationship." But it is up to you to establish that boundary and let them know, call me Miss Jones. Now, the next part of that, now you got to have the conversation. And here's the thing, the dog ate it. It's in the mail. At this time, I'm sure the debt collector has heard every excuse imaginable. And sometimes they're a little ticked off because they have quotas. I used to do collection calls. The thing is to make sure that the person on the other end treats you with the utmost respect, but also carry yourself the same way. Be respectful. So let's do a little role play real quick because we only have a few more minutes together. Hello, ring. Hi, this is Miss Jones. Hey, Miss Jones, this is Jim. Hi, Jim. Miss Jones, you have a bill with, let's just do just a company, okay? Yes, I do. Hold on, Jim. Now, I would like for us to have a conversation. Well, Miss Jones, you haven't paid your bill. Jim, listen, would you like to have a conversation or would you like to hear the dial tone? See, in that moment, you don't let them punk you. You take control of that. You take control of that. This is your car, that is your debt, and you want respect. You put it in perspective. I often tell some of these collectors, I say, listen, honey, the fact that I can't pay my bills is your job security. Come on now, somebody. We're in this thing together. If I paid my bills on time and everybody else paid their bills on time, we wouldn't need a collection department. So work with me, okay? Work with me. That's the other part of that. So here you are. You got your perspective. You understand you're not a horrible person. You're not a horrible mom. You know, you have nothing to be ashamed of. If you could have done better then, fine, but learn what you can learn now and move forward. You have to have a plan. So now you got your perspective. The United States of America is in debt, okay? Trillions upon trillions of dollars. You may have 30,000, but in comparison to trillions, baby, you're doing just fine, okay? The other thing, put some respect on my name. Hello, Miss Jones. Hello there, Jim. Miss Jones, I want to talk to you about your JCPenney account. Just put that. Okay, Jim. Well, Miss Jones, it seems that you missed a payment for the last 2 weeks. Miss Jones, do you want to make a payment right now? Well, Jim, you know what? I would really like to make a payment right now, but unfortunately, at this time, it's not going to be possible. Well, Miss Jones, you signed on the dotted line. Jim, I don't need you to remind me of my agreement. I am very aware of that, okay? And if you check my history, I have been on time faithfully, but life happens. Okay, so there, if this guy starts going crazy on you, you can shut it down a couple of ways. You can say, you know what? I'm getting ready to end this conversation because you are out of order. Or you can say, you know what? I'd like to speak to your supervisor. You want to keep the tone right here. See, you're driving the car. But if you start up here with them and they go up there, now you mad, now you ready to cuss somebody, the cat comes in, the kid is talking, shut up. Don't you see I'm on the phone? Your kid don't deserve all that. So you just keep it right here. Monotone. Yes, Jim, I am quite aware of the agreement I have with JCPenney's. And listen, Jim, when I can do better, you best believe I'm going to do it. Well, Miss Jones, how much can you pay? Well, let me see, Jim. Honestly, I can send you $25. Well, Miss Jones, your payment is $50. Jim, did you ask me how much can I pay? Okay, what I can comfortably pay you right now is $25. Now, here's the thing. They're going to accept it. So don't get caught up. Just send what you can send. Because whenever you start talking to these other collectors, they want to see what have you done. And if you haven't done anything, then they can't give you anything. But even if it's $5, just do your best. And if you can't do it, you can't do it. But don't let them disrespect you, belittle you, talk to you crazy, bully you. Oh, no, no, no. We're not going to do that. The other piece in this is, remember, it is your responsibility. You're not denying the fact that this is your responsibility. You created the debt. But when the coronavirus hit, you couldn't go to work. I was one of those people, but now I have to be creative. So let me start teaching and offering online classes. Here's the thing. Have a plan in mind. When you feel competent and you feel in control, you feel more confident. Let me tell you that competence, that means you know what to say. Even if you have to write it down on a script, and that's what I have done in the past, I'll be reading just like this. Jimmy, let me tell you something, okay? And don't let them take you there, because they will take you there if you let them. So now you've already told the person, put some respect on my name. My name is Mrs. Jones. I am very aware of the agreement that I made with JCPenney's. What I can offer you is $25. Well, when, Miss Jones? In 2 weeks. Well, Miss Jones, we don't have 2 weeks. Well, sir, I have 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, you're going to get $25. Now, how do you end this call? I'm glad you asked. Firstly, I'm Delores Jones, your comeback coach. You're here on my channel, Delores Jones TV, and my Facebook followers are out there. Hey, y'all, you know my job is to help you bounce back better and not bitter through life experiences and bad decisions. We have a couple more minutes together, and this is what we're talking about: the debt collectors, the conversation, and COVID-19. If you could do better, you will do better. You're not some dumb. You didn't just create debt for the heck of it. So how do you close this opportunity? You've already stated, put some respect on my name. You kept it in perspective. The whole United States of America is in debt. Period. End of story. I'm not committing suicide. Right? All right. You can give them a story, but some don't care because they got pressure. They feel the pressure. So don't take it personally. Remember, they have to do their job or they will be where you are. All right. Hey, okay. So we take a responsibility. Jim, I'm going to pay you $25. I'm going to pay you $25 in 2 weeks. Well, Miss Jones, can you give me the date? Okay. If you need a date, it's going to be the 15th. Okay, Miss Jones. Well, what about next month? This is where I say, sir, we're going to stay in the present moment. That's it. Well, Miss Jones, sir, we're going to stay in the present moment. Is there anything else I can do for you, Jim? Well, Miss Jones, Jim, we're going to keep calling you. Keep calling, because this is what I know. I don't have to answer. Okay? So I don't want you to go jump out of a window and start tripping. You're better than that. Things happen. Life happens, and it happens to the best of us. And sometimes you can plan and plan and plan all day long and still miss it. Think about the people who have lost their savings. You're better than that. So now you have to look from the inside out. You are capable of opening your mouth and communicating. You don't have to lie to them. If they call you, say, baby, today is not the day. Can you call me back on Wednesday? Miss Jones, what time? Call me after 10. And then to make sure you stay in control, especially right now, you have to be intentional and you have to guard your time. See, personally, I don't deal with business calls until 10 o'clock. Now, if it's something I've already pre-scheduled, that's a different story because I've already agreed to it. But by 10 o'clock, I've had my prayer, I've had my tea, I've had my gospel song, I've had whatever I've had to have. And now let me talk to you because I didn't talk to the Lord. Okay? Now, here's something lastly. You gotta have a sense of humor in this thing, right? You gotta have a sense of humor. You can cry, you can laugh, you can die, you can dominate. But you have to have a sense of humor. So I have said this before, and I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for free this time, okay? All right. You can call 180 JESUS. That's 180 Jesus, because Jesus paid it all, and all to him I owe. He washed me whiter than snow. See, you want to do whatever you need to do to stay in your element. Don't let that person take you off your square. Now you got to go repent. You done cuss them out. That's not going to solve the problem. The issue at hand is they want a payment. Whatever you can pay, you send it, because that is the very best that you can do. Now, I hope that you have enjoyed this time with me, Delores Jones, your comeback coach. I've been talking about debt collectors calling you, the coronavirus, and the conversation. You have to have the conversation, not a hollering match. You are still an incredible, fabulous, intelligent, powerful person. Just because you are struggling does not mean you're stupid. And even if you're experiencing some level of poverty, poverty is a state of mind. Remember what I said, get your mind right, because wherever your mind is, your behind will follow. I hope that you'll spend time following me on Facebook as well as YouTube. YouTube is Delores Jones TV. Hit that notification button. I want you to come back and spend some time with me, as well as Instagram at My Comeback Coach. That's what I want to do. I want to coach you. I want to coach you. I want to help you. I want to help you bounce back better, not bitter. Why? Because you're worth it. And this too shall pass. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye, everybody.